Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Isabel Akevik, and today we are going to talk about the future of retail's new frontier. And with me today I have Bård Kvamme, which is director on the premium outdoor brand Norrøna, and Jens Levin, which is the CEO and co-founder of Sitoo, the world-leading unified commerce platform anchored by point of sale. Before we start, I would like each of you to introduce yourself and also talk a little bit about the business. So, Bård, please start.
Yes, so my name is Bård Kvamme. I'm the retail director for a Norwegian brand called Norrøna. We are a premium outdoor brand. We have 39 stores over Europe, all over Europe. We have 3 stores in the US, and we are focusing a lot on expansion, especially in the American market. With premium outdoor products, one of the top 3 partners in the world with Gore-Tex. Similar clothing line to Arc'teryx.
Thank you. Jens?
Yeah, my name is Jens Levin and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Sitoo, and I'm really passionate about unified commerce and best-of-breed technology to make great positive consumer journeys. That's what my passion is all about, to see how we can help you guys to create the best consumer journey ever, together with all other great solution providers in the MACH Alliance.
So, Bård, Norrøna, you've gone from strength to strength, and you also started up a lot of flagship stores. And as you said, you have also here in New York, you have flagship stores. So, could you a little bit talk about what is the secrets behind what you're doing and what is the plan for the year ahead?
Yeah, so we, as I said, we are a Norwegian brand. We are privately owned. We are thinking long term, and I think we do a lot of e-commerce. We do a lot of own stores, and we also have wholesale distribution in the US and all over Europe. And I think, looking ahead, we see the need for having more physical stores because we need to meet our customers. Our online business is booming, but still we need to meet our customers. And so currently we are working on 3 new locations in the US. We're also working on a store in Gothenburg in Sweden, your home country. Mm-hmm. The Norwegian market is pretty much done for our part. We have 21 stores in Norway, and that's kind of more than we need. So expansion with more stores. We're also launching. We're also going into trail running this spring, and we're also launching new tents. So there's a lot of product development and also expansion in different channels.
So, what do you see as the role of the store associate for you, and how important is it for them to become successful?
I think our store associates are extremely important for us. They are the forefront of our business, and these are the faces that the customer meets every day. So we spend a lot of time and energy on finding the right staff, and of course also retaining the staff. This is crucial for us. And I think in all retail, I think the staff focus needs to be there. For Norrøna, it is a crucial element to the business.
So how have the customer expectations changed in the past 5 years? What do you say, Jens?
I mean, the customers are getting more and more demanding in that sense that they are expecting things today that they didn't expect for 5 years ago. So the consumers are unified. They expect unified commerce today, and they have done that for quite a while now. And I think that before it was easier to not be able to adapt to the demand from the consumer behavior, but today it's not so easy. So you really need to meet the right expectations from the consumers. I think it's almost too late to start today, but you have to start because otherwise you will be ending up in big problems, in my point of view.
Bård, do you see something different, or would you like to add something?
No, I have to say, like the last 5 years has been. There has been a lot of things happening the last 5 years. I feel like the last 5 years has been more busy in retail than the 34 years prior to the last 5 years. For Norrøna, we of course heading into the Corona, we had during Corona we had a lot of growth. During Corona, people spent time in the mountains and going outdoors, which was great for us. So for my sake, Corona could have continued a little bit more on the business side, stopped a little bit too early. But the thing is that a lot of people were saying, now it's all about e-commerce, now it's all about e-commerce. And of course, the first couple of weeks of Corona, the stores were slowing down. But what we saw was that everyone came back. and even more people came back. So I think the business has been, there was a lot of drama around just everyone needs to sell in digital channels. We do both. But I think the last 5 years has been exciting. It is, you wake up every morning and suddenly there's something new, or deliveries are going wrong, and it's been really intense the last 5 years. And as Jens is also saying, I think the customers are expecting more, demanding more, and that's a challenge for all retailers to keep the customers happy and make them come back.
And that also, with that, we need the unified sales channels. So what do you say about the unified sales channels? What is the most benefit of unifying those?
A greater customer experience, I think, is the most important thing. But also, if you have unified sales channels, you can also earn more money, and it costs less to the customer acquisition cost usually go down. So if you combine the brick and mortar world with the online world, and you do that really good, then the customer acquisition cost is going down, the average, and then also the consumer experience is going up. So it's a win-win, both in a financial perspective, but also in a consumer perspective. So I think the unified, to create a unified world in real time for the consumers it's great for everybody. It's great for the business, it's great for the consumer, it's great for everything. So there's, just go for it.
So why do you see it's important for retailers to be flexible and have systems in place to allow them to be agile and nimble, Bård?
I think the easy answer is that retail is energetic and it's always evolving. And I think if you have a system park that is outdated or it's not possible to do changes, you have a big problem. So I think it's important to be agile and to be able to do changes when customer behavior changes or the business itself changes, the way of selling changes. So I think that is crucial to be on top of that.
Jens, do you have something to add?
In that sense, I just would like to add that you have to think about speed of evolution. And it's not only to invest in different kind of technology, it's also to create the right foundation so you can be able to meet new consumer behavior that we don't know about today. I usually look at my kids and think about how many social platforms I have seen since they were small, and to my oldest son is 20 years old today. So that means that, if you don't have the right foundation to meet new consumer behavior that we don't know about, then you end up in a really tough situation. So in my point of view, best of breed technology and an API first platform to have as a foundation is a key.
So you're into that, the API first and the best of breed solution. So what are the key reasons retailers could leverage on MACH then, Jens?
If they have a MACH mindset, they have the right, they create the right foundation. So that means that they can actually meet new things that they don't know about today in a quite fast way. That's one dimension. The other dimension is also that all the best of breed providers, they are passionate about one thing. And they have a mission to become the best player in the world in what they do. That means that you can bring that passion into your organization and use that passion to create even better consumer experience. So in my point of view, if you have a MACH approach, you will always have the best technology out there helping you out with great consumer experience. But not only great technology, you will bring in all the passion that these people do have into your organization. And that is massive.
How have you seen technology supported in delivering a better customer experience, Bård?
I think we work with this every day. It's something that we look at, and just coming from the NRF, walking and seeing all the suppliers, I think it's fascinating to see new technology. For Norrøna, the key thing for us that we are really curious about technology, but at the same time, the most important thing is that it's a benefit for the staff or the customer. So we never do technology just for technology. There needs to be a clear purpose of the technology. And still, going around stores, we went on a retail tour yesterday. I still see a lot of black screens in stores. I see systems that are not working. So again, technology for technology is the worst thing I see, but technology that's actually bringing value for the customers, for the staff, for the operation of the store is great.
So when coming into the stores then, how have you seen the store has changed during the last couple of years, and what will you see the store will be in the future? Bård?
I still, maybe at Norrøna, we are still kind of a traditional retailer. And a lot of people, we have a little bit maybe medium plus price products. A lot of people come in to try these products on. But what we see is, of course, more digital shopping. We see more pickup in stores. All these kind of different services we offer are coming more and more. And also delivery, pickup for repairs, stuff like this. So I think we are on a journey, but I don't think the journey is going as fast as everyone thought at the beginning of the corona. It seems like everyone just was running to digital. I think we are in a transformation in that direction, but I think there will still be a big need for physical stores and a big need for creating those unique customer experiences in store. And very often we can use a system like Sitoo, for example. We can use to make the store experience and the customer experience better for the customers. And then I think we're on the right track.
Jens?
Yeah, we shouldn't forget about that everything we do is always to provide or create great consumer experience. That's what we do. And that is very aligned in what the retailer would like to do, like Norrøna. I mean, everyone would like to create this great consumer experience. And that's the foundation for everything. And so that's my comment actually. We should never forget that is the most important thing. And to be able to do that, I usually say that we need to transform the store associate to become brand champions. So can we create brand champions out there that are really, really passionate about what they do, and they have the right tools to actually provide the consumer with a real-time experience between the online world and the physical world? Then, wow, what kind of stores will we have? We will have amazing stores. So we haven't seen yet the best consumer experience ever. We will have that in the future, but that means that we need to cooperate with other great vendors that are doing stuff. We can't do it alone. We need to do it together. And that's what I really, really believe.
Bård?
I want to add one comment. And we had a lot of discussions internally about self-service. And also walking around the NRF, we see a lot of self-service concepts. We kind of decided that we're not going to do self-service. We're going to do better service. To me, it's like we also need to, as Jens is also saying, we need to think about what the customer wants and what's better for the customers. I can give an example from my hometown in Norway. We have a grocery store called Meny. This is probably the most expensive grocery store in Norway, and probably makes it the most expensive grocery store in the world, because Norway is a damn expensive country. And every time I come there, they want me to do the self-service. And I tell them every time, you guys are so expensive. I would like to have a person scanning my products because I pay way too much. I pay 20% more. I don't want to do self-service. I want to do service. And so always ask the question about, is it a benefit for the customer, or are we just doing this kind of to detach the customer experience? And if that happens, I will go to another store. I don't care about the store anymore. So I actually enjoy talking to people. I actually enjoy having people smile to me and say, how are you? I like it.
No, but it's also about the immersive experience you can only get in the physical stores from that sense. You can't get that in the digital. And I know you, Norrøna perspective, you work very much with your stores and new concept and continuously develop. What is your idea behind that?
I think, it is a continuous development. It will never be finished. The day I retire when I'm 67, it's still not going to be finished. We want to keep on pushing it. And I think that is what some of those things that makes retail exciting and energetic, that it's always moving and demands and customers are changing and shifting. So I think that is just like one of the coolest things with being in this business, that we have that there is this energy and there is the always need for changes.
If we're going back a little bit, talk about the tech and the MACH approach and so, how can you see a retailer can differentiate by you having a MACH approach, Jens? If
they have that, they have the possibility to be creative. That means that if everything is open and you have open APIs, you can build whatever you like on a headless technology, then you can bring in creative things. So that's one point of view. I think it's very, very important. And that means that you can actually build things that are unique for your business. That's what I think. And then the other thing I also believe is that the great stuff with open solutions that are having a Mac approach is that they are easy to replace with other Mac products. Meaning that the vendors need to also every single day start in the morning trying to become better and better and better, because if they're not great, someone else with the same mindset can replace you. So I think there are many, many, many things that are great with Mac, but I would like to say one word: freedom.
True. Bård, do you have something to add?
No, I think that is. I think the approach is really good, and we are currently becoming a Sitoo customer. Using that system is a great benefit for us because we see that this is changing the way we work, and this benefits us in a good way. And so I think also having systems that you can change the forefront, you're able to adjust all the time. We used to have an old system park. It's now being totally renewed with a new ERP system and a new loyalty system and a new event system. And I see that having this evolution brings us a lot of new benefits into the business. So I think that is extremely important in the future, to be able to be agile also on the system side.
And you, Jens, you were into talking about technology support in control cost and boost the profit. Bård, do you see something, or is that a mindset from you as well when you look into technology?
Yeah, for sure. In Europe, especially after the war in Ukraine started, of course, power prices has been going to the roof. All the KPI indexes for the leases are rising sky high. So in retail, there is not so many things that you can control the cost on, or you can lower the cost. So is staff planning for us, for example, from a system perspective, it's even more important than ever, because this is one of the few costs that we're actually able to influence. Not just by saving costs, but making the perfect staffing. And from a system perspective, I think that is an area where we have been changing systems to find a better solution. Also being able to integrate this more into the analytics we have, to the turnover numbers, to the traffic numbers, all these kind of things to make a stronger foundation. I would also say on the project management side, we also have some new tools that is also making us way more efficient, and we're also being able to have full cost control all along the project. So I think this is, when things become difficult, you're kind of pushed into a corner, then you need to find solutions, and I think a lot of these newer systems and a newer system park is helping us a lot to do better operations and better business.
Do you have something to add on that, Jens?
It was a great summary. It was like music in my ears, I think Bård is spot on in this sense. And what can I comment? I think in the beginning, people, when they start to adapt to Mac technology, they believe it's more expensive in the long term than it is with a monolith way of thinking. But we have helped out a lot of retailers with total cost of ownership calculations, and we realize it's actually cheaper in the long term. But as I said, everything is down to create great consumer experience, and if we can do that together, you will get better sales and you will get more happy customers, and that's what we're all about. And then if that costs some stuff more than not creating great consumer experience, then it's worth it because it's good for business.
So if we look a little bit into the future, what excites you most about the future retail, Jens?
That we haven't experienced the consumer experience that we will have in the future yet. So during my lifetime, I will actually experience things that no one knows about today. That is really, really interesting. So I would like to live as long as I can, because I believe that in the future we will experience things that we don't know about today, and I would like to be there and see how it is. And if I'm very, very old, some need to roll me out and I can experience it. Because that would be amazing,
Bård, what about you?
Yeah, but I totally agree with Jens. I think it is fascinating. I also have kids 9 and 11. You know, they're mainly getting all their knowledge from TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so I just see like the new channels and the new ways of communicating with people, with customers, are changing. And I think that is kind of the, you know, again, the fascinating perspective of being in a business that always is evolving, and you have that energy of always changing. And you know, no one really knows what the future will bring. I think I was traveling a lot in Asia, and back in 2016, 2017, those years, a lot of things of the technology we saw in China, I was kind of expecting to come to Europe. All the WeChat functionality and the buying functionality, that didn't really come. It hasn't come yet. So I think it's, you know, some of the things, they are just like flying by. Other things, they stick. And it will be really interesting to see what kind of channels or communication channels, digital services that will stick and will stay and become kind of a part of our everyday life, because probably 99% will just fly by.
So it's a little bit all about the MACH approach and technology. It can actually give you freedom as the retailer, and you also give you a little bit about speed of evolution. So if you finalize with the final question then, so what would you give as a key tip for retailer, Bård, for the upcoming year?
Yeah, probably many tips. I think the, you know, we're coming out of Corona now. It's kind of, but there is still a lot of other crises coming. I think being clear on your concept, being true to your strategy, will be extremely important. If you have a concept that is not clear, you might just be kicked out. So you need to be really strict on that. I think when it comes to technology, I think you need to have your finger on the pulse. You need to be close to the customers. You need to understand the market, and you need to have systems that make you better. I think the time for having you know, all store associates calling IT support 10 times per day, that doesn't work anymore. The system needs to be a benefit for the staff and for the customers. Retail for the coming years, I think recruitment and HR has also been, strangely enough, very difficult after Corona, and we were struggling in the US to get retail staff. So I think having retail staff and retain them, and using good systems to retain the staff, will also be crucial for the business. But overall, clear concepts, clear strategies. You have to stick to the plan.
Perfect, thank you. Jens, what will be the key tips for the retailer for 2023?
I think, first of all, you have to be brave. That means, in my point of view, you have to be curious and brave, and believe in creating a better consumer experience, and you have to make really, really important decisions, because when you are, if you are deciding of changing your system landscape today, the impact on the wrong decision today might be big in the future. So in that sense, that you need to change, you need to do things that make greater consumer experience, and that is something that you have to do every day, forever. But when you do that, you need to find solutions out there that can give you the opportunity to actually adopt to new technology in the future. I think you have to be curious, you have to be positive, you have to be very passionate in creating a great consumer experience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.